Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. It seems like it's been a really long time since I've done an apartment renovation in The Sims 4, and so I decided to hop on into San Myshuno, into 18 Culpepper House specifically, and turn this beautiful apartment, one of my favourite apartment units, into a cluttered Christmas family apartment. This apartment has two very good sized bedrooms, a big hallway, a big shared bathroom, and a lovely, cosy, Christmassy kitchen living space. And I'm honestly so thrilled with how this apartment came out, and I cannot wait to share more with you. I also feel like it's been a little while since I've done building in The Sims, and it actually hasn't been that long. I've been doing a bunch of other projects lately, so I do feel like I haven't really been as involved as I either usually am or would like to be. So it's really good to finally sit down, record a voiceover, and actually just build in The Sims. And this is actually the first time of me using the new items from the latest kit that we just received, and I am honestly, oh my gosh, I am so thrilled and over the moon with all of these items, like these sofas and love seats and chairs. I used so many items from this kit because like I said, I haven't really had chance to explore the pack, and I'm just like, I'm so over the moon. I genuinely am. So I really hope you enjoy this. I hope you're all getting into the festive spirit if you do celebrate around this time of year, and I'm here for all the cozy vibes on the channel. I'm gonna be honest, I have a few video ideas already in the works, and I'm just excited and thrilled to be able to share more. So you'll have to drop me any comments down below as well of any kind of building ideas that you might want me to explore. So I already have a list on my phone that I'm constantly adding to. So when I'm feeling not uninspired, but when I'm feeling a little bit stuck for content ideas, I'll refer to this list and I'll go, oh yeah, that was a good idea, and then I'll create that video. It's just when I'm feeling a little bit stuck. But yeah, if you've got any ideas at all, whether it's festive themed or not, please feel free to drop some ideas down below. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer here. I'm just going to be completely honest. I do make quite a few small changes to this apartment off camera. Now, I did notice that the length of this speed build is the same as my more recent speed build, which I think was released almost 2 weeks ago at this point, and I built and decorated a realistic Christmas family home in Evergreen Harbour. So if you haven't seen that video already, I'll pop a card in the top right hand corner for you so that you can check that one out. But yeah, this is the same length as that video, so that just kind of puts into perspective how much detailing, how much clutter I actually put in this house. And yeah, that just gives you a kind of a good idea of where we're going with this. Anyway, I've also noticed that my voice sounds a little bit raspy today. I'm not really sure why that is. I really hope I'm not coming down with a cold, because I have far too much to do this month in particular, and I cannot afford to have a cold. So I'm hoping it's just because my voice is just sounding a little bit raspy today. So I do apologise in advance, but I wanted to sit down today and get this voice overdone. So hopefully it's not too irritating for you. Anyway, so as you can see, this apartment is shaping up very nicely. I'm pretty sure we got across the Christmas festive decor. I perhaps went a little bit overboard with it, but if you have been around the channel for a while, then you'll know that this is just what I do around Christmas. I even do it with my Halloween kind of autumn themed builds as well. I think you go big or go home as far as I'm concerned with decor, and I also take that same approach in my house in real life too. We have 5 Christmas trees up this year, just because why not, you know? Some of them are very tiny Christmas trees, but still. So go big or go home, that's my motto, and that is exactly the kind of thinking that I apply to my Sims builds as well. I just wanted this to be so obviously Christmas. And also, I've just realized, because it's just flashed up on my screen, this TV is one of the event items, and honestly, I think it may be my favorite TV in the game so far, and you can change the static image on it as well for different times of year, which I just think is so unbelievably perfect. But I wanted to use this one because obviously it's a Christmas apartment and it just fit the vibe, sorry, so unbelievably well. I was like, wow, the Sims team have really gone all out with this event. And I'm going to be honest, as much as I'm not really a gameplay person when it comes to the Sims, I'm much more of a, you know, I build. That's pretty much all I do, apart from the odd create a sim kind of stuff that I'll do every now and again. But I genuinely enjoyed kind of grafting for these items through gameplay. And I think that's the whole point of these events as well. It's to kind of force you into, not really force, that's probably not the right word to use, but put you in situations within the game that you might not necessarily explore by yourself. And I genuinely enjoyed grafting for these items. So, and I think a new batch of items has just dropped as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you'll see that we cut a little bit there because I was hanging the garlands on the fireplace, and I'm going to be honest, it took me a really embarrassingly long time to actually sort that. And so I was like, nobody needs to see me struggle, you know, sped up 5 times for minutes on end trying to put these garlands on the fireplace. And in this shot here, they're still not right, and I have to go back and fix them again. So again, I'm pretty sure I cut that footage out, and if I haven't at the time of me doing the voiceover, then I will definitely be doing that for the final video. So just thought I'd make that very clear. But yeah, you can see the clutter now. The clutter is definitely there now, and I genuinely love this apartment. It's so cluttered, it's so cozy, it has that wonderful family friendly vibe and energy. Yeah, I'm so thrilled with how this came out. I really am. So I'm hoping that you have a Sims family in mind that may be able to live here, and perhaps you could, you know, it could be like a little project for you. So like maybe they move in during Winterfest, and then when Winterfest is over, maybe you could de-Winterfesty. That's not even a word, is it? Definitely not. You could de-festivize. I'm just making up words on the spot now. This apartment to kind of make it more like normal decor. I think that would be really fun. And it's Oh, I haven't even spoken about the family dynamic, have I? But I'll talk about that in just a second. But the kids' room, which is just behind this living room, it's for twin girls or girls of very similar age. And I even put a Christmas tree in their bedroom as well. But that's pretty much, apart from a couple of snowflakes and then like the odd wall decor piece that's kind of hinted more towards the Christmas festive vibe, that's probably the room. Oh, and the main bedroom as well. And the bathroom, of course. So really, it's just the kitchen and living space that you would need to take all the Christmas decorations down in, basically. So, I mean, I say it wouldn't take too long, but have you seen the amount of items that I used in this apartment? Oh dear. It's no wonder it took me so long. And then I think because I was being just super indecisive at times as well, it just, I don't know what was going on. But yes. Anyway, moving on. So I was initially going to put a table here, a small sort of side table, and then I quickly realized that wasn't really the best use of the space. So I removed this plant from the side of the fireplace because we already have a Christmas tree in here, plus there is a plant just next to the sofa as well. So I didn't really feel the need to keep the plant there, and I think I made a good decision moving that plant, and I ended up replacing it with I think it's the hallway table from the Crystal Creations stuff pack. I think I ended up putting that there instead, and I just think it worked so much better. But I didn't include that footage because, again, it was just a lot of me messing around, being indecisive. Oh, that doesn't look good, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there was a lot of that I did off camera that I've chosen not to film, not to show you. And trust me, like, you wouldn't have wanted to see it. Like, just trust me. But anyway, we are just adding some final touches to the living space here, and then we do move on to the kitchen space. Again, I made a few changes off camera, but pretty minor things, to be completely honest. Things that probably only people with a very keen eye and who actually pay 1,000% attention to the footage are going to kind of notice the difference between each room. So like when we move on to the main bedroom, for example, you might notice like shots of the kitchen and the living room very quickly, and you think, oh, that looks a little bit different. It's just stuff like that. But then we move on to the kitchen space, as I was explaining, and I did put this new, I think this is like a little hot chocolate tray. I didn't get a chance to use it in game just because when I was playtesting this build, it's just not an item that I decided to playtest. So I'm pretty sure your Sims can make hot chocolates with this, and it's so cute because I've seen people online like sharing screenshots of this particular item, and like I think when it's in use, all the little cups come out and they've got like little whipped cream bits on top, and it's just super cute. Anyway, yeah, the kitchen. So I used the cabinets and counters from Jungle Adventure. I thought these worked quite well in this space. I was going to use the base game ones, and then I thought, I feel like I used the base game ones in my previous Christmas build, which I was explaining earlier was released just a couple of weeks ago. So I thought, right, let's just use some slightly different items. I think it's far too easy to use the same items over and over and over, especially with like festive and Christmas builds, which is another reason that I'm so happy that the Sims team decided to release some in like within an event for this time of year, because I've been saying it for quite some time that we've needed some more festive items. So I'm thrilled that we finally have them. I'm hoping they do a similar thing next year, like for Christmas, but then also for Halloween as well. I think that would be really cool if they could do that. Or maybe they'll do an event for like Valentine's Day, for example. I mean, I personally don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I just think stuff like that would be quite cool. And I must say that this event seems a lot less glitchy, a lot less buggy than the Grim Reaper event. I know there were so many people had so many problems with that, and I'm going to be honest, it completely put me off even attempting to kind of partake in it myself. And I think that's definitely the wrong mindset to have. There was a couple of different reasons. There was that, and I just simply did not have the time to partake in the event. So I don't even know if I got any of the items from that event. But this one's completely different this year because I'm super obsessed with all of the items available. Like there's little bear slippers for your Sims to wear. There's a Christmas scarf. As I was saying at the beginning, I used a few of the items in this apartment. So this little rug, can you see like with the little elves on, I think they are. So cute. That's from one of the this event, sorry. There's a wreath in the living room that I use that's from the event, and just stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know how we got about talking onto events for such a long time, but as you can see, we are cluttering up the kitchen. I made sure that I left at least one counter free for your Sims to prepare a meal so that the space is fully functional. I also added a little kettle here and the hot chocolate station, as I was mentioning before, but there's really not too much going on in this particular room because I was very aware that the living room kind of took over, you know, with all the clutter and stuff. But I was also aware that the kitchen kind of had to match the same energy because they are essentially the same room. So I couldn't have the living room like super cluttered and super festive, and then the kitchen just be really bare and there's no clutter at all and there's no Christmas items up whatsoever. So I was trying to find a really healthy balance between the two, and I'm pretty sure I got there eventually. But I also gave them this food mixer as well. That's from the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. I was just about to say, from some stuff pack that we received earlier on this year, and then I actually remembered the name of it, thank goodness. But that is the kitchen done, and then we do move on to the very large entryway here. This space was a little bit challenging, I'm going to be completely honest, because it is such a big space, and I just wanted it to kind of have enough items in it that it looks like the family that live here, you know, have lived here for quite some time. But I also was very aware that I didn't want to overdo it, because I don't think there's anything worse than when you walk into your space and you just feel so overwhelmed because there's just so much stuff there. And so because it's winter in the game currently, and because it is a Christmas apartment, I do add like this little ski hanging up thing. Oh my goodness, I am really struggling with words today. Not the right day to film a voiceover, clearly, but I'm sure it's entertaining nonetheless. Anyway, Yeah, so there's a couple of items in here that kind of allude to the fact that it's Christmas, but again, I didn't really go too nuts on this space, so if you did want to defunk it for Christmas, then this would probably be one of the easiest rooms to do. I'm just going to be completely honest, so at least that's something. Now, I did add these board games on top of these cabinets here so that your Sims can, I'm pretty sure they're functional as board games. I'm almost positive. They're from the Growing Together pack, and I love adding them in my family kind of oriented builds specifically, but we ran out of space in the living room, of course, because there's just so much going on in there. So I wanted to make sure that I actually carved out the space for the board games. And fun fact, the cabinets that they're on, they're actually from Discover University, and they function as a wardrobe space, I believe. So your Sims can kind of change their clothes on the way out or on the way into the apartment, which I thought was a really cool idea. And I love adding wardrobe spaces or functional wardrobes to my hallways where it allows me, because it just adds for some really nice gameplay, or at least I think so anyway. So that is the hallway now done, and then we move on to the huge family bathroom. So we have a shower bath combination in here, we have a toilet of course, we have a sink, there's plenty of clutter items in here as well, but we also add a stacked washing machine and dryer in here too, which I think just for family gameplay and for stuff like that, I just think it's a really, really nice addition to the space. If you don't have laundry day or you don't like your Sims doing the laundry, then please feel free to take these out, do a bit of rejigging and just perhaps put something else there, like a cabinet or a wardrobe or something like that. Not an actual wardrobe, because that'd be silly in a bathroom, but something that functions as a wardrobe is probably what I would do if I didn't want the washer and dryer in there. And not to worry, I do add off camera, because I'm going to be completely honest, I did forget that I had added this stacked washing machine and dryer when I was doing the bedrooms, and so then I quickly realised that I'd forgotten to put laundry baskets in each of the bedrooms. In fact, now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't know if I did film that. I suppose it really doesn't matter, but completely forgot that I had put these in here. And so yeah, I just wanted to make this like a little cluttered, very well used family space. Of course, it's the only bathroom in the unit, so all the family members have to use that bathroom. So I wanted it to look like a very used, well-loved space. Now we've moved on to the main bedroom here. I was struggling a little bit at first with what kind of colour scheme I wanted to use in this bedroom, and then I ended up using this bed from Seasons. I just think it's really nice, and it's not, I didn't really go too heavy on the festive decorations in this room, because I don't think many people really do that in bedrooms. I was going to add a Christmas tree in here, and then I decided against it, but as I stated earlier on in the video, there is one in the kids' room, and I just think it adds just a little touch of magic for the kids, and so they maybe think that Santa comes into the room and puts the presents under the tree and stuff like that. I just thought that was the cutest idea, and I know growing up I would have loved a tree in my bedroom, so it was just nice to add it in the kids' bedroom in this apartment unit. Anyway, we're on the other side of the main bedroom here. We've added a dressing table, a mirror, and then we've got some wall lights here as well as a plant, and then we add some clutter onto the dressing table as well. I think this is probably one of the most cluttered dresses I've done in a while for a main bedroom. I've spoken about this so many times on the channel already, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, or it feels like I'm repeating myself. However, I feel like my main bedrooms aren't the most kind of creative. I could definitely do more with them, but they're not my favourite room to decorate, and so I don't feel like I put 1000% effort in like I do with kids' rooms, for example, because kids' rooms are just so much more fun to decorate, to clutter up. I think you can do a lot more with them, and yeah, I just enjoy decorating kids' rooms so much more. I think the same thing applies to living spaces, kitchen spaces. I don't know, maybe I need to look up some tutorials or something on YouTube. So if you guys have any kind of recommendations of any creators who are particularly good at decorating main bedrooms, then please drop me some comments down below with the creator's name, and I'll definitely check them out. Main bedrooms and gardens are going to be two things that I try and focus a little bit more on next year, so that I can, I don't know, I can provide a little bit more well-rounded, homes for you all to download. So yeah, any recommendations would be great. Now, I did put a couple of Christmas themed items in this particular bedroom because I didn't want it to be like not festive at all. So you'll just see like pops of red, for example, and we had the Christmas garland things on the bedside tables, and I did add a wreath as well to the window there. And then this is when I decided that this couple were going to have a newborn, so I do add a little cot in the main bedroom there. And then we move on to the kids' room, which I'm so pleased with how this came out. It's really fun, it's really colourful, and I feel like it's been a little bit of time, at least I believe so anyway, since I've decorated a room for like twin girls or for like sisters. I just feel like it has been a while, and I've honestly, I can hand on heart say I've never used this particular wallpaper from Lovestruck in a kid's room either, but I've seen a few other creators do this, and I just thought to myself, I definitely need to try that for myself. So whilst I don't think it matches super well, I don't tend to make my kids' bedrooms match really well. Like, they'll have a colour scheme, of course. So for example, this is pink and turquoise with pops of yellow and perhaps other colours thrown in there, but nothing really like super duper matches. Like, it does and it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not very good at explaining things at the best of times, but I digress. So I decided to use this mirror from Parenthood. It feels like it's been quite a while since I've used this mirror with the lights around it, and it's honestly one of the cutest mirrors that we have in game. So really pleased that I decided to use this here. We use quite a few items from high school years. So I think these sisters they're quite young. I don't think they're quite teenagers, but they're not really young children either. They're somewhere sort of in between is kind of what I had in mind for these two. And then of course I did mention the Christmas tree like earlier on in the video, and this is the tree. I decided to use this blue swatch. This is the tree from Seasons, if I'm not mistaken, and I never get to use it in this swatch, so I was just thrilled that I was able to do that. And we added some presents under there, of course, so I think maybe the girls have their own presents under here, but maybe mum and dad have bought extra presents for them that are also in the living room. And then we just go in and do what we typically do with our kids' rooms, and we add lots and lots and lots of clutter. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. This is one room that I did not playtest. So, to the best of my knowledge, I believe that this room should function as a bedroom, i.e. the bed should work. The Sims should be able to access the desk that we put in. The Sims should be able to access the chest of drawers that we've got here and all the toys, etc. But I cannot 100% guarantee that that is the case because I did not playtest this room. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to be completely honest with you all, and I just thought I would make that statement. Anyway, so we're still continuing on with the clutter, and then this is when I realised these two do not have a computer in their room. Now, I won't add computers to all of my kids' bedrooms, but I think it's really handy when it comes to homework, etc. So I did decide to add it on this little tiny turquoise desk with the pink chair, which just fit in really well with the entire colour scheme, and it just gives your Sims a little bit more to do as well, because I was very aware that there aren't really many toys that they can play with, if any, in this room, which is something that I wouldn't usually overlook. But I think if the tree hadn't have been in here, I would have been able to add more toys. But alas, I decided that the tree took priority over that. So you may not want to have the tree in here, which is completely fine. You might want to put some more toys down, which I would completely 100% respect. But anyway, we are at the end of the video now. So if you would like to download this apartment, you can do so right now. My origin ID is RachelPedd. It's available on there right now to download. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box just down below. You can get them for free from SimFileShare. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more festive content in the month of December. But thank you so much once again. You all take care, and I will see you again next time. Bye.